So we have everyone up in arms over the new book coming out called Clinton Cash. Now, all of a sudden, Fox News is suddenly very interested in how much money Bill Clinton has been able to raise, be donated, or be paid for speaking engagements because of Hillary Clinton being Secretary of State. I find it very interesting that this is only 3 weeks after we have a gentleman fly a transparent gyrocopter onto the White House lawn to bring attention to profiting of politicians and the money in politics. The simple fact that our congressmen and senators cannot do their job that we need them to do, passing bills, reading bills, researching the knowledge behind the laws and bills that they intend to pass, because they're so busy raising money, getting funding, calling to huge organizations and political movements in order to gain their ability to run for election again, to keep padding the pockets and filling the coffers. They can't actually do their job. So we are, in fact, paying our tax money into a system that is so convoluted that the corporations own the politicians, pay the politicians, as long as they're being pandered to. Yet we also pay taxes into the same system, and it works out in such a way that no one gets any work done, and they're just chasing after more and more dollars that actually don't do anything but pad the coffers, feed into black budget accounts. But now, all of a sudden, Fox News wants to disregard the fact that a man wanted to bring attention to money in politics. They decided to go on a tangent about how now, we're gonna have suicide bombers running at the White House and blowing themselves up because we've had people jumping the fences and landing in gyrocopters. The man filed a frickin' flight plan. How many hours in advance? Before he even lifted off the ground. 85 miles away, going 45 miles an hour at 135 feet in the air. Now, if the terrorists can somehow figure out a way to use that kind of technology and that approach to sneakily fly in some frickin' bombs and blow up the front lawn of the White House, well, there you go, that happened. But what damage is that really gonna do? Even if you explode 70 bombs outside the White House, you're just employing some gardeners. You're just giving those immigrants that everyone seems to hate lately more jobs. So that's how the terrorists are going to win, apparently, is by blowing up the front lawn of the White House and empowering the migrant workers from Mexico. But now, all of a sudden, because of a book, which I wonder which publishing company's behind that, I didn't look into it yet, because of a book named Clinton Cash, Fox News is suddenly enthralled with not money in politics, but money in the Clintons. And how the Clintons are claiming they're doing no wrong. Oh, it's not illegal. Yes, that's what the problem is. The problem is that the Clintons have done nothing illegal. The problem is that the system is set up in such a fashion that it results in nothing but kickbacks for the family members of congressmen, of senators. If I'm going to be the senator of Tennessee and my brother owns a waste management facility, a huge, big fucking corporation, BFC, waste management company, wink wink, and he runs this, or he's a board member or a shareholder and will profit from larger profits of BFC, big fucking company, of course I'm gonna throw that to my brother. The more money he's got in his pockets, the more money he can throw to me to help me buy a new pool, or split the cost on a yacht with me, or buy me a Porsche for my next birthday. The fact that we're up in arms over the Clintons doing this and are questioning their motives is ridiculous. What we need to be focusing on is the fact that this is par for the course. This is everyday politics. This is what happens. This is the system that is set up, and they are using the system properly. They are not breaking any laws. There are no laws set up to stop these white empowered people from doing what they're going to do. There's only laws set up to stop other people from doing what these white empowered people have already done to gain that power. We can go back to the incident regarding the cigarettes, the illegal untaxed cigarettes being sold in New York, where that man got choked out and died. Now, many people say that that man would not have lost his life had he not been breaking the law. Well, what I say to that is that back in the 1930s and the 1920s and the 1940s, 50s, there was a white man. There was an Irishman, a Polak. Immigrants were out there making that hustle. They were out there selling those cigarettes. That's how they got the money to start a business, which is how they got the money to run for political office, which is how they got the money to, etc., 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 etc. And then they got into a place of power and made these laws that made it illegal for the next comer upper, the next immigrant, or the next, now free man whose generations of enslavitude has not allowed his family to build a legacy to pass down to enable him to go to school. So the only option he has is a street hustle that these empowered white men's ancestors did, now is illegal. So there's two sides to every coin, and most times no one wants to even look at it. And we also have to remember there's actually three sides to every coin, because there's the heads, the tails, and then there's that thinness of circumference around it. So please remember to look at all angles, understand what you're seeing here, and while you're getting all wrapped up in the rhetoric, please remember that the rhetoric is just to block you from seeing what's really going on in your world. This has been a Mohawk Minute, and if you don't like it, fuck you.